What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Eric, Mr. Cincinnati Robinson. As always, I'm joined by the podcast dad himself, Chris Hoops. Choops, how we doing, my friend?
I'm not going to take up much time because we have two guests today, so I'm going to shut up and we're going to go.
Yeah, absolutely. One of them you already know. He's a friend of the show, the Frat Daddy, Bryce Cannon, joining us for this special interview. And we are joined by another man who, quite frankly, needs no introduction, but we're going to give him one anyway.
Yeah, go ahead. Continue on with the introduction.
Yeah. Okay, all right. You've seen him in AEW, you've seen him in Impact, you've seen him in NWA, where he is a former World Television Champion. He is known as the Ultimate Entertainer's Entertainer, the Outlandish Zicky Dice. Zicky, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate having you. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. Merry Zickmas, everybody. You guys doing all right? It's good to have old Saint Zick on the show. This is great. That was a cute little intro and everything. This is top notch. I love this. Shout out to my manager for making this happen. You know.
Ooh.
They try to keep it classy around here.
We try.
I like that.
Yeah. And a nice festive background over there for Bryce as well.
Look, you got the fire blazing. You know.
I like it. I mean,
I had to change the red and green waterfall. I didn't want to seem like I was in the North Pole or anything.
That's hot. No, the North Pole's great, man. I wish it would have been red and green.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's get right into this. I mean, here on our show, we believe that wrestlers are superheroes, and every superhero has that origin story. Zicky, tell us about your earliest memories of pro wrestling, man.
Oh man, right off the bat, huh?
Oh yeah.
My earliest memory of pro wrestling would probably be Coco Beware coming out to the ring with the bird, the bright colors, and I was hooked. That's like my earliest memory of pro wrestling in my house. My older brother and my dad were into pro wrestling, so it was in the household a lot, but that is my earliest memory. I do remember being in the womb, but this is my earliest pro wrestling memory, yeah. If you ask me about the womb and my mother's insides, I could probably tell you about that. But yeah, early pro wrestling memory, Coco Beware.
I think I'm more intrigued by that. Let's dive into that a little deeper.
If you guys just give me a second, I can go get my birth video. I have it on VHS. Can we load that up onto the stream or podcast? You guys want to see how it was brought into the world? You guys really want to see the origin story?
I don't think we're able to stream
VHS
just yet.
Yeah, no, not yet. Okay. Technology one day.
It was on the pooper. My mother shits gold, baby. And that's why we're here.
That is why we're here. Yes, yeah. That is. Was Coco your favorite growing up?
No, I did like Coco. I mean, growing up, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. But now that I'm older, Mr. Perfect, Rick the Model Martel. I'm getting into a lot of Owen Hart, and especially like his Japanese stuff and earlier stuff is very good. Yeah, it's changed, but that is my favorite style of wrestling. That's what got me into pro wrestling, right? Everyone says do what got you into pro wrestling, and late 80s, early 90s definitely got me into pro wrestling. I love the characters, the colors, the promos, the stories, the matches themselves, the moves in the matches. You know, it was a different time, and that's what I enjoy and love. So that's what I do.
Awesome. So trained at Black and Brave. Mm-hmm. Biggest piece of advice you learned from either Seth Rollins or Mr. Brave?
Oh man.
Or as Eric put it, Seth Black.
Or Tyler Rollins.
I don't know. It was always like open your ears, and listen. I think that was one of the best pieces of advice that I got like early on, and I think I'm like the only one from my graduating class who still wrestles, which is crazy.
How many were in that class?
I think 12. I think there was 12 of us. Yeah. It dwindled down little by little, one by one, and it was a lot different. We were running out of Quad City CrossFit, so we had to set up and break down the ring every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, on top of doing CrossFit 5 times a week. Now they have their own Black and Brave facility. They have barbells that say Black and Brave on them. I'm like, dude, we didn't have barbells that said Black and Brave on them.
Damn.
That's top. That's luxury.
So is it kind of like Nightmare Factory, how they have camps set up, or is it just kind of like,
yeah, they do every 3 months, and then once you go, you're able to stick around and go and train whenever you please. Nice. So it's cool. Like they do open gym now, and you can go and get some ring time. They recently got an old WWE ring in there, which is super cool. Nice. So I mean, practice like for the big show, you know, practice like you train. And I think having a 20x20 WWE ring available is great.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a lot different than running the ropes in a 16 or an 18.
Right.
You know that extra few feet, brother.
I was about to say,
bring your inhaler.
I was about to say it's gonna suck for them when they go to an indie show and have to wrestle in a 16, and they're like, "How do I do a suplex?"
Yeah, you really got to gauge stuff out, you know, and with the timing. And I love real ropes. Real ropes are way better than cable. Like actual rope is so much better. I love the feel. Not that I do much off the ropes, but you know, it makes me want to, dude. It makes me want to freaking, you know, a little something here or there, you know.
Yeah, that balance gives you something.
How much does that go into when you're at a show? Like, how much do you have to go in there and kind of look at the ring and see what you can and can't do in that ring?
Oh, all the time, dude. And if you don't, man, something's gonna end up hurting. And that's how accidents happen. I always double check everything, right? Like safety at the workplace, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 days since last incident. You know what I'm saying? Trying to build that up.
Yeah, Zicky and I were in a triple threat at Southern Honor, and I feel like they have the smallest ring of any indie show.
That ring is due for some new padding. There is not much on there, let me tell you. And it's always it's different everywhere you go. So I always go and touch the ring first thing, you know, check the ropes and make sure everything's sturdy. You know, I'm like, maybe I won't climb up on that today. You know. Yeah. Sometimes you see the ropes being, you know, there's an issue when the ropes look like red vines. You know, they're just, you know, the droopy little, you know, like, oh, brother.
The worst is when you go and touch a ring and your hand sticks to the rope just because they haven't retaped them, and it's like,
yeah.
You come off the black smudges on your hand, you're like, well, I'm not.
Dude, I got nice scars on my leg from like zip ties, either from behind the turnbuckles or ring wire that's a little bit exposed, and you just climb real quick and just next thing you know, you just sliced. It's the little shit. I'm serious.
It's never the cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's just like you said, safety in the workplace. I mean, all goes into. I mean, that's just back to life. I mean, Chris, you deal with a lot of OSHA shit all the time, right? So like you get responsibility. Yeah, absolutely. But Zicky, like, you know, we know the nickname is Outlandish. Everybody and their mom knows that. They've seen you.
Yeah, you're damn right.
Have you always been an outlandish person? Like, give me.
Where's my phone? Like, where's my phone? Bring me my phone. Let's call my mother.
The man has a VHS of his birth. What do you mean?
Bring up the VHS tape of the birth too. Yeah. Have I always? I mean. So a lot of people ask me like where I got this inspiration, right? Or who do I try and emulate? And I don't really have an answer because it's all based off experience. This is all things that I'm into, things that I like, attitude, and it's me, right? Like I was gifted with a very creative mind, and it's a blessing and a curse, okay? I'll be honest with you. So things that Zicky writes checks that Nick can't cash. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hang out with Zicky, to be honest with you. We're two completely different people, you know? So, like, we got to keep them separated because, like, it's like the switch that I just turn on. And I say, there's a lot of things that come to my mind at all times. I could roast every single one of you within 3 seconds and really hurt some feelings. I won't because.
Thank you.
No, please do.
Keep the switch.
Please do.
Switch job, you know, hey, you guys might turn it on. I don't know. But it's fun to like. There's a lot of times I'll watch something back, right, and I'm like, oh my god, I said that or I did that. Like, ooh. You know, like Angus Young used to say when AC/DC went out there, he would black out and didn't really remember anything, and that's almost how I feel. And that's how I felt like when I sang in the band or when Zicky goes through the curtain. It's almost just like, dude, it's showtime, baby. That's my drug of choice. And let me tell you, Outlandish Zicky Dice has done it up, baby. But there ain't nothing like this. This is why I chase it, right? This is what I want to do. Yeah. And it's what makes me feel good and what makes me feel alive. So
you don't go by the old saying that every cliche wrestler says of, oh, this is me turned up to 10. Zicky Dice compared to Nick.
I've always been like, I mean, I got class clown in high school. If you would ask my elementary school teachers, like, I thought about this the other day, right? With what was streaming on Twitch, I was like, dude, I should do a stream one day where I literally try and find each teacher from each grade live on the stream and get in contact with them and be like, hey, this is what I do now. And they'd be like, Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah. You know, and it was the magazines, the DX shirts, the Stone Cold. I remember the day I got my Austin 316 shirt, a bird shit on me in elementary school, man. The day I wore the shirt right on my shoulder. That's good luck.
It's good luck.
Good luck. You know, but have I always been outlandish? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Wait. Yeah.
Okay. Is there moments where, you know, as Bryce said, turn it up to 10? Is there moments where you do have to turn it up, or is it just always there?
I like to turn it down. I wish I could turn it down. Let me tell you, it's loud in here. It's noisy. You got a very creative mind, and I'm going to go ahead and quote someone who works somewhere very fun, very nice, and said it would be a damn shame if this creative mind went to waste. And I agree.
Yeah, I mean, Zicky, he's always got the Twitch going. Like we wrestled at a castle, and like he had his Twitch
we
stream
did
going.
wrestle at a castle once.
And
we had to cross a moat to get there. Don't.
That is true. And what was the ghost name? Annie or something like that?
Oh,
some little girl
haunted the
died.
venue.
Yeah. So
I saw her in my match. Seriously.
But I mean, he always has his Twitch stream going and things like that. So I've never seen him turn it off, quote unquote.
I knew going into Black and Brave, so I broke into the business a little later, right? I sang in a band called Heart to Heart. We were on Pure Noise Records, Anchor 84 Records. My band did Warped Tour. We toured with 4 Year Strong, Sorry So Far, Comeback Kid. We did a bunch of cool shit, but I got sick of babysitting 5 other dudes. I don't even care if they're listening because they know it's true. I got sick of babysitting 5 other dudes who all shared the same dream, right? Why is it that I have to go and do the emails, order the merch, talk to the record label, set up the van, get the oil change when everyone else just wants to go on stage and play and hit the parties and do the music videos? A good friend of mine was like, dude, you should become a pro wrestler. And I was like, I wonder what would happen if I took this energy and put it all into myself. So I met Rollins on a few tours, and I had texted him. I said, hey, I want you to train me. And he's like, ha, are you serious? And I said, yeah, I'm going to be better than you are one day. And we're coming up on 9 years, man. And he'll tell you straight to your face that he thought I'd come in and bullshit. He thought I was going to come in and clown around. But breaking in at end of 26, I right before turning 27, it's like I had to go all in. I sold my car. I sold everything because I knew my drive, and I knew when I set something to happen, it's going to happen, right? I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but he can't deny it. I can't deny it. Y'all can't deny it. That I'm like a hemorrhoid. I ain't going anywhere. So it's either if you can't beat them, join them. And I think a lot of people are intimidated by my creative mind because I'll be honest with you, I don't need the big machines. I don't. The Zicky Dice has been my full-time job for the last 4.5 years. It's very possible to make a full-time job in indie wrestling. It's very possible to make money with your character and monetize your content and everything that you do, but you have to really work for it. You have to treat it like a job. And I'm not afraid to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
So speaking of, like, you know, you said the past 4 years, it's been your full-time job. Through an incident that happened earlier this year, I learned something about you that, you know, you dealt with like people with special needs and things like that as your job. Was that hard to leave to do wrestling? Because both can be rewarding.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, I worked with adults with developmental disabilities for 13 years in the home care setting, day program setting. I was a tour guide. I traveled with adults with developmental disabilities for trips. And right before Zicky went full time, I was working special ed in a high school, and I was working towards getting my own classroom was my goal. I miss that work very much. I'm actually, it's funny you bring that up. I'm looking at volunteering some of my time with some groups right now. I was working with, I'm just going to go ahead and say it because I still want it to happen. So maybe if I put it out there, I was this freaking close to throwing Zicky Dice's Special Paradise with Special Olympics. And what I want to do is I want to give out 500 to 1,000 tickets to people with special needs and their staff and have the most craziest wrestling show you've ever seen. Yes, that idea is being copywritten, and so is the name. So F off. But that's my goal, right? Like it's no fun to me. I've already made it, so everything else is just a bonus. But it's no fun to me if I can't give back, and that's how I want to give back. That's where my heart and passion is, and that's what once this all slows down, like I'm sure I'll be working in the field some way somehow. But yeah, I just went back to California to visit home, and I picked up one of the dudes I used to work with. He's like, my brother and I call him our third brother. We pick him up. We don't even work for him anymore. We don't get paid to hang out with this dude. We pick him up. We take him out. And we hang out. Like it makes me feel good about myself. I learned a lot about myself working in that field. I've learned how to be patient. I learned when my patience will go. I've learned it all. And I miss that very, very much. So that's how I give back, and that would fulfill my heart. So
that's awesome. That's
wonderful.
didn't know
man,
that.
general public sucks ass. People suck. People freaking suck. You want to work with some real ass people, dude? That is the best freaking community, like the best group of people you ever meet in your freaking life, man. You know why? Because there ain't no liars. They'll tell you what's up. They'll tell you you look fat. They'll tell you if your food sucks. I love that.
Honesty. It's probably need more of that in the world.
That's
And it's giving me the most incredible stories for days. So there's also something really, really cool I'm working on right now. It's in prototype phase. But I'm working on a Zicky Dice sensory book as well for people with special needs. So that's slowly coming together, and that's something I want to get out there pretty soon too. So another way for Zicky to give back.
Very neat.
Well, when that comes out, let me know. I
seriously.
will purchase one. My kids are
touch everything, dude. Get your mind out of the gutter, you sicko.
I'm talking about my kids. I'm talking about my kids.
Oh. Gotcha.
I got two youngins, and they're going.
Touch my fanny pack.
No, I don't. Funny you mentioned your fanny pack. That's my next question. What's the inspiration for that promo?
Dude, that was just right off the whim. The NWA one.
Yeah,
correct.
Oh, they're just like, "Oh, are you ready for a promo?" I said, "Yeah, hit that. Hit record, buddy." It was right. It was like right when I came through the curtain, So,
where is that fanny pack?
Oh, it's around here somewhere.
That's the question.
Taking a break. It's got all the magical stuff in there, so I keep an eye on it. Somewhere close.
Jesus. Well, you've had some incredible matches in Impact. I mean, the likes of Design and Action, Johnny Swinger. What stands out to you as your most memorable match in Impact?
Zicky Dice versus Carly Bravo.
That's what I would say.
At center stage.
That was electric. That was that
match. Yeah,
I was there for that one, and I don't see how Carly didn't get signed off of that with Zicky. I don't see how that match didn't take.
Well, he did. Well, he did.
I'm talking with Impact.
Me too. Well, you know what? You snooze, you lose, brother.
They did.
You snooze, you lose.
Because there were a lot of great matches throughout that weekend, but that match alone had that place electric. It had a pay-per-view feel versus a pre-show feel. If that makes sense.
Yeah. That'd be the one. That I don't know. I had some pretty cool opportunities like Wrestling Bubba, Wrestling Jonah. Bronson Reed was very cool. Getting in there with Black Taurus. I love Black Taurus, man. He's incredible.
He killed the final battle this past weekend.
Oh, dude, I was just watching clips of that, and I'm like, dude,
incredible.
Hell yeah. And I was looking, and, I spent so much time with him in the back. When you watch him make that entrance, that's a big fucking dude. That's a lot of meat, dude. And the shit he can do, and he can spin and fly like nothing. That stands out. And, I mean, Swinger and I had fun, dude. Swinger and I used to always say, how do we get paid for some of this shit? We feel like we're stealing from Impact, That's it, man. Working with Santino and Dirty Dango was incredible too. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I think the referee stuff was gold.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
That would pop me every time. He'd post something with that, or Swinger would post a video of it, and then
I had a good time, man. It went fast. I was very big on El Dinerico. Do you guys remember that one? I pitched that to creative, and they took my idea, so I was pretty hyped on that too.
That's awesome.
Because everyone always pitches shit and it never happens. And then Jimmy Jacobs' eyes lit up, and he's like, "We're going with El Dinerico." I was like, "Yes," throw that on the resume. Like, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I spend a lot of time I love hanging out by creative in the production trucks, especially with Championship Wrestling and the United Wrestling Network. I produced a few shows over there with Derby City Wrestling, with Dave Marquez, Peter Avalon, Sean Patrick, and Daniel Hill. We all work. So I know there's going to come a point in time where I can't make money behind the red light, but in front of the red light doesn't mean I can't make money behind it, right? So
sure.
It's fun to go and hang out with the boys and bullshit and make your memories, whatever. But there's free knowledge there. There's tons of free knowledge on how to produce, how to cut the cameras, how to man the cameras, how creative meetings, promos, all kinds of different stuff like that. So I spend a lot of time trying to soak up some of that information. So
Nice.
Yeah. Is that something that you see yourself doing after you hang?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Behind?
Absolutely.
Are you more the creative
Twitch
side or more
offered me a
production
job.
side?
I was just talking about this a few days ago. Twitch offered me a job in their creative over there. I'm like, hold on. Like, I would love to, and don't get me wrong, I love the purple platform, but I don't know. Yeah, absolutely. And I have fun like putting together productions like that. Like when I did, the Zicky Dice Outlandish Paradise or whatever. It's a lot of work that goes into it, and it keeps my busy brain busy. So.
Which is good.
Yeah.
So, we talked about Impact a little bit. And Bryce, feel free to, chime in on this one as well. Like, as a wrestler, like, how do you know it's time to move on from a promotion?
Well, like, at first you got to take what you can get. Like, anything that comes along. And then you got to make, well, you know what? That's different for everybody. Some people are happy where they're at. I'm not. If I don't see growth, if there's not something that, like at this point in time, if it's not a notable match or going to be seen by a good amount of eyes, like I'm not really interested. And that's where I have to be. Like especially right now, I'm in the most pivotal point of my career. I am not under contract. My contract expired in August. There was a few talks here and there with everything else, but that's all it's been is talks. And I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I can bring to the table. So I can't stay comfortable in one spot for too long. That's not how I do either.
Sure.
Since wrestling, I moved to the Midwest and trained. Stayed in the Quad Cities for a little bit. Moved to Chicago. Then I moved back to California. Was wrestling from there, and then I moved to Georgia, just so I can start taking over all these different territories, all this different area with what I was given.
Yeah, and I think it's different
everywhere. Now I'm like the wind, baby. I was in Canada last month, Mexico City, Oregon last weekend, California this weekend.
Yeah, see, and I think it's different. Like Zicky, for somebody who has had those platforms where I'm still trying to make a name, like on the smaller indie scene type deal. Mm-hmm. So as far as like, when do I know it's time to move on from a promotion? Is okay
after the one match you have there. Your goal should be, and then my goal was to, and I'll be honest with you, I flew myself to a lot of these promotions. I'm like, hey, let me fly myself there. You don't gotta pay me. I just want my fucking face on your flyer. And then you know what? I'm gonna hit up another town 500 miles away or 1,000 miles away. Have my face on that fucking flyer. And next thing you know, your face is on all this fucking flyers all around the country, and they just assume like, oh shit, they're flying this dude out, and boom, you're in, baby. And it's a sick game, right? Because there's different layers of this fucking circle. And you're not cool until the internet says you're cool or until someone says you're fucking cool. But you know what? Fuck that. I've been cool the whole fucking time, and I've been proving that for the last 4.5 years, whether anyone wants to believe it or not. This is my full-time fucking job. Outlandish.
I was gonna say I can't. I was gonna say I can't argue with.
You know what? That people are afraid, or people have a certain perception of me. Like I'm happy for my time at Impact, but that's not Outlandish Zicky Dice. That's not what I want to fucking showcase. You right? Like I have yet to do what I want to showcase. I have yet. Check out the last few vignettes I've released. We got a new one dropping like this few weeks. Like I am doing things on a professional level by myself, DIY.
Yeah.
DIY. All of my vignettes, all of my promos look like they belong on television. Hell, I'm filming them with better cameras than most of these television companies. Eat my ass.
That is true. Like Zicky's promos are. I'm like, damn. Like, I need to get up there. I need to get up there.
Come on by, man. We got this whole layer, all creative space, man. That's what we do. And that's and that's most of it. Like moves don't matter, dude. Sell emotion. I'm an emotional salesman. I sell feelings, and people pay me to make them feel something. I'll piss you off. Yeah. I'll turn you on. I'll get you mad at me. I'll get you sad. Everything.
The man's got range. You heard it here first.
Yes, he does.
So, I mean, you've already kind of referenced it. You've got the web series. You've been on Twitch. Zicky Dice's Outlandish Paradise. what would you say is your absolute favorite episode of that you've produced?
They're all different. And I love that, right? They're all different. Like the first one was super cool, like doing live on Twitch and pulling that together and doing that with Evil Uno. I think I'm still blocked on his Twitch anyways. I think I pissed him off online. He blocked me on his Twitch. Oh, no. Whatever. And then no subs for him. I was going to gift him some Zikma subs, but never mind. And then Texas was cool. It was cool pulling one together just a few months later in Texas for Mania weekend. It was very tough. It was very tough to do. We were able to do it. And then MomoCon was sick too. I actually just locked in MomoCon 2024. So we'll be doing it looks like 4 days at MomoCon, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday pro wrestling. That's very cool too, because a whole different vibe and a whole different animal. Bryce will tell you.
Those fans are dope.
Like, yeah, it was fun, man.
It's completely different doing a show in front of wrestling fans and non-wrestling fans. All they want to see is just violence. Like, all you have to do is punch your opponent, and I mean, you got 1,000 people. Yeah. Oh my god,
like, dude! And we did an hour show, one at noon and one at 4, and an hour, few matches, hit and run was, dude.
Like, and
that was probably the coolest decision I made instead of doing like a block or whatever, because they were hot, they wanted, and they all came back later. More, it was back. They actually gave us a bigger space this year. We have a bigger space because wrestling was so loud and crazy last year.
And I think the smart thing that you did is you had 4 matches per session. Like, so it wasn't a lot. It wasn't overbearing. You didn't have people trying to walk away. If anything, you had people showing up when the show was over.
And they were all different. Yep. Have like a women's match, a tag match, cool single. Next year, I'm trying to do things a little different. I don't know exactly what yet. I think I'm doing a steel cage for one of them. I like the second show. I want to do something bigger, like in the first. And I really want to do something like, I don't know. This one wrestler comes to mind, and
stop. Here we go. Come on, beat it.
It's gonna be so random for me to say it. I think he'd be the perfect fit. But have you guys ever heard of Serial Man? You should look up Serial Man right now. Type in Serial Man like Hood Slam or Serial Man Oakland, California, and bring him up. Serial Man has a box of cereal as a head and a cape, and he comes out and he body slams people on cereal. And like having Serial Man in a crazy match at like MomoCon, I think they would eat that shit up.
Bring him.
Jesus Christ.
Bring Serial Man. I wanted to use Serial Man last year. I love Serial Man, dude.
I may let the guy put Cheerios on my tip.
Right, and he makes his own mask. He makes all the different masks. He has different types, and Serial Man, great dude.
Okay, all right.
He's one of the brothers where this happens a lot too, where the promoter's like, "Hey, I have someone picking you up in like a few hours right now." You're all great. So my anxiety is like, well, I hope this jackass is cool because I'm gonna be with him for the next 7 hours. Never met him. Who picks me up? Freaking Serial Man, dude. Passes me over a bowl of cereal. Have a few bites, and we're on the road, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. Milk and all. 5% or low fat.
Yeah, but my point being, let's rewind, is MomoCon, I think, would be super cool to like have that cast of characters because they would eat that shit up. And still give them good wrestling, right? But you give them a nice variety because that's what wrestling is, a variety show. It's Baskin Robbins. Come over here, we got some comedy. Over here, we got some serious stuff. There's a little more violent. Here's some women's wrestling. Here's this. Boom. All together, Zicky Dice Outlandish Paradise.
The only thing I didn't get about that audience was when we came out, they chanted, "You look stupid," yet they were all in dumb costumes. Like I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that.
You know, you got Papa Smurf in the front row sitting behind a banana. You know, I don't know.
But no, MomoCon. You can watch some of the matches on Zicky's YouTube channel. I mean, you can just check it out. I mean, the energy comes through the lens on that one. Like those fans are just—they're not even fans. They're just attending a convention and
they're gonna have a good time, man. And that's what wrestling's about, dude. Come and have an open mind. Suspend your belief of reality for a little bit, you know. And like, if you come in willing to have a good time, that's a lot of people like to shit on wrestling. I'm always telling them, like, dude, go to a wrestling show live. Go to a wrestling show live one time. Everyone has a good freaking time.
Yeah. Well, if
people have been watching people battle for thousands and thousands of years.
If anything, those convention shows show you what wrestling should be. In my opinion, because you go to an actual wrestling show and all of these fans are smartened up in the business, and it's like it takes the fun out of it. Like you've got people on like Twitter and all this shit like spoiling things that back in the day you would be worried about Io Dragunov and stuff like that these days.
Yeah.
But now you're like, oh, it's a work.
Yeah.
They're just working. But you go to somewhere like MomoCon and these people, like I said, they flip out over a punch. And it's
they're there reading comic books, they're there to meet the voice of Mario. Like, what the hell? Like, yes.
Right. We're making fans at those shows, and it's dope.
Yeah, definitely a good time. I look forward to being back this year. We haven't announced that yet, but oops, whatever. We're there, baby. We're there.
Hey, breaking news. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Cereal Man at MomoCon.
No! Not yet, Cereal Man. Hold on. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it, Cereal Man.
So Bryce, real quick, you did mention the thing with Ilya.
This isn't my interview. This is Zicky's interview.
I know. I'm just saying something you mentioned, about the Ilya and everybody online going crazy about it. And Zicky, how do you
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think you answered
Go
it.
ahead.
I think they ain't gonna get better than that. I got nothing.
Next.
Yep. It's fair.
Yeah, man. I was just asked about that, actually. They said, do you want guardrails at MomoCon? I said, no, I don't.
All right.
I like that vibe, man.
Bring the fans to the ring.
And I'm
have them
still
on the
proud
side.
I'm still proud of the decision I made last year. And what a lot of people don't know is that I played a prank on Danny Jordan beforehand. So I thought she was trying to prank me back at the time. But it wasn't. And she thought since I pranked her that I was pranking her again. So it was kind of like this.
Yeah, that was the thing about that situation is none of us knew what was going on because we were all having fun. Like
that dude came up to me and asked if he can get in the ring later, and then I saw him talk to Danny at some point. I was like, oh, what the hell? And it was at the end, and bro. But that won't happen again. But I'm still proud of the way it was handled. Went a little too far. I could point fingers all damn day, but I have to turn around and point them at myself. It is Zicky Dice's Outlandish Paradise.
They got outlandish.
Yeah.
Damn right, it's in the name.
Yeah.
I was shooting for 7 million views. I just didn't think it would be that clip,
First day, wasn't it?
Yeah, brother, that was noon.
First show.
That was 12:30 p.m.
It was new.
on Friday. Yeah, people were still at work.
What a main event, brother.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, Danny's face when Dylan came out there was priceless. She was like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Yeah, so Danny didn't know it was going to be a triple threat match. She was late, and I didn't know if she was going to show up or not, so I had swapped the match, and then she showed up, so I said, hey, don't tell Danny it's a triple threat. It's her first match back. Let's see how she handles things.
we found out.
Oh, yeah, brother. Oh, yeah. I was so confused. Again, you got Papa Smurf in the front row, a banana sitting behind him, Spider-Man hopping up on the ring.
Well, bro, the thing is I was standing at the merch tables and I'm watching. I'm like, oh shit! And like I said, we didn't know. Like,
yeah, I was right next to you. I was at the merch table, literally right next to you.
Yeah. And we were like, damn, okay. And then I looked at you thinking oh, he's got this plan, and your face was kind of like, what the hell's going on? And then I was like, he picks her up for the FU, and I'm like, oh shit! And then he does it. I'm like, oh shit! And then people start rushing the ring. I'm like. Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
So when I was going to get involved, Dylan pushed him off and rolled away and went to the back. So I was like, oh, all right. Because if that was me on the cell and someone came and attacked me, I didn't know, brother.
Right.
So that's what threw me off.
Yeah.
And then Danny getting in, and Danny was bucking up on him she could have raised his hand, got him out, helped escort him out the ring, or gave us the eyes, It was the end of the match. It was a hot moment. It was awesome nonetheless, you know.
There was no Iggy given. Like
Brother, it happened so fast.
That was the thing is like Dylan didn't react to it. Danny didn't react to it. So I was like, yeah, well, maybe they.
The young man actually emailed me about a month and a half ago, still apologizing and making up for it. And I forgave him a long time ago, and I let him know, you know.
Well, you forgave him in the back. Like,
I forgave him.
I remember, yeah, I remember in the back. I mean, you handled it very well backstage. Like, I know people probably thought that dude got the lunch money taken from him and everything in the back, but once the situation was kind of calming down and everything in the back, and we realized what was going on, it was a complete 180. Like, I know what you saw on the internet, but it was a complete different story. Yeah, backstage. And then
sat him down. I got the police and security. I explained to him the severity of the situation, and he told me that he thought it was his pro wrestling tryout. You know, so
yeah, and then it led to, like I mentioned earlier, us learning something about your past and kind of like, you know, I think that situation had a negative outtake that turned into a positive. All by how
once we got in the back, I saw, like with my 13 years experience, I saw something was up. So that's how I was able to. And again, man, what would happen if we would have taken his lunch money? You know, that would not have been good. I probably wouldn't be here in this interview right now. Probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think any of us would have felt good about that decision. After
but I don't want to barricade. I still don't. Yeah. I still love the vibe. I love the punk rock vibe, the up close and personal, get the emotion, but like. We'll have a little, and it like there was security around the ring, but again, security was part of the venue. They didn't know who was who or what was what, man.
Yeah,
you know. So it is what it is. Lesson learned on all parties. I think everyone learned something that day.
Sure.
Right.
So and the internet and people will say what they want, but I am still proud of the decision. No one's hurt. Everyone's fine. Everyone's fine. And if myself, Dylan, and Danny aren't upset, why should anyone still be? You know.
Yeah. All's well that ends well. That's for sure.
Yep. Life's too short, man. Love, brother. Love.
Amen to that.
He's talking to you, Eric. That's a message for you.
Damn, shots fired here.
Yeah,
you got me in trouble, Bryce. You know that.
I wouldn't necessarily say that I got you in trouble.
You did.
You got yourself in trouble. I will say.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
He's the one that said it.
Whatever. Okay. Anyway.
Do you want explain to Zicky the situation at hand?
Go ahead and explain what you did today.
So we're talking Monday. We're talking Monday Night Raw last night, and we're talking about the Miz and having the 2023 that he's having. He's had some great matches, and it's it's finally time to take Miz seriously for what he can do in the ring. Yes, he can entertain, but when you need him to put his working boots on, that's what he knows how to do. And I said in 2024, our resolution should be that we should, take the Miz a little bit more seriously and just leave him alone. And he said, I will not leave him alone because he's got, certain aspects of life that I want. And I just accurately pointed out that Chris also has a wife and 2 kids. So what's the difference? And he gave that exact look. And then we both
he just froze. And he's just like, shit.
Oh
shit! This is all live. Like this was live on air.
Yeah,
I love it.
Hey, if he can reference my little black book live on air, then I can make that joke on air. All right, leave me alone.
That was a receipt, and you earned it. You earned that receipt. Don't do it again.
I did.
Don't do it again because I'm probably gonna sleep on the couch tonight because of you. So thank you.
Yeah, I sleep on the couch. I actually get heat for sleeping on the couch. Trying to get me in the bed more. I like the couch, man. The couch.
That's why you invest in a comfortable couch. I've been saying.
Brother, I love my couch.
But speaking of like home life and stuff like that, let's get to the important question. Where's Gordo?
Yeah, he actually just walked up as you said that.
Love this. Love this.
Come here. Come here, you fucker. No. God, he's heavy. Oh!
What? I love
you got
this.
the chains on? Yeah, look at this.
He's got his little chain on.
Come here.
This is great. This is great.
Where's your guys' French Bulldogs?
Don't have one.
Don't have one.
How does yours wear sunglasses?
Dude, he hates them unless I'm holding him.
Wait, he hates the sunglasses?
Oh yeah. If I put him down,
Bryce's
I put
friend
it
below
down,
shades.
So cute.
If I put
Look at
him
Gordon's
down, he'll like
concern.
I can tell you Gordo would not be done.
At least yours can hear. Mine's deaf.
Yeah, like they got little.
Gordo! Yeah, nothing.
Oh damn, he's
You
legit
guys.
deaf.
He is.
Yeah, he is. He's so
That-
chill though.
I had to get the Frenchie in there. He was just sitting
No,
by my
it's-
feet this whole interview, and then I'm like, okay, I'll see if Gordo's available.
No, dude. Hey, this is the kind of stuff that we like on this. I mean, you never know what's gonna happen here.
Oh no,
It's all- yeah.
no, he ain't
It's all
having it.
in
He
there.
ain't
He
having it.
loves
That's
them. He
a
loves them. He loves them.
Oh, no.
Damn it, he hates me.
You know, he already took his off.
He hates me.
All right, so Zicky, I got a few questions for you about the presentation.
9
of the
inches.
character.
Oh wait, what?
That's it.
What were you saying?
Are you talking about the streamers that you hit me with in one match?
Yeah, it's the inseam. What were your questions?
Anyway.
Man, he might be
So-
worse than you.
Who'd have thought? Hey, he didn't say anything that I wouldn't have said myself either. So yeah.
We're
So
just talking metrics.
yeah, as far as ring gear theme song, like what goes into the decisions of this is the flash or the style that I'm going for? What influenced that presentation
the
of the
best.
Outlandish character?
Being the best, being different from the rest. I don't want to be
Okay.
cut from the same cloth, man. Got to make sure I stand out. Took me forever. That new entrance song took me forever to like get the right vibe. And I worked with my buddy Courtney Ballard, who helped intern on our record, like my band's first record, like 14 years ago. Now he's killing it. One of my good buddies, John James Ryan, who is actually the friend who told me to go become a pro wrestler. He's the one that plays the saxophone, and he's one of my best friends. So it's really cool having Courtney and John work together on a song because they're both from different parts of my life coming together to do that. And then I met this really cool dude named Cody who hit me up and he's like, "Hey man, like I'm trying to get into making wrestling themes. Do you know where I could start?" And I said, "So I play guitar." I said, "I'm gonna send you something." So I sent him the music without the guitar lead, and I was like, "I'm looking for a call and response with the guitar and the sax. So when the sax is crying out, like I want the guitar to like scream back to it, sing back to it." And he sent me back the first thing. I was like, boom. I was like, just change up a few little things, and here we are. And then we sent it off to mixing and mastering, and boom. It took us about 2.5, 3 months to make it happen. John lives in Long Island, New York. Courtney's in Los Angeles, and Cody's in Toronto. So sending over the files and then getting John in the studio, and they were FaceTiming me when they were there and making sure we got the sax part right because we only had one day to do it. And I knew the vibe that I wanted to go for.
Yeah.
I wanted sexy, violent, and different. Right? There's no songs that have like saxophone or a memorable or a catchy saxophone hook at that.
Yeah.
And then the gal I had paid this British gal to say Outlandish 1,000 times in a bunch of different ways, and we picked the best one. I was like putting that in the beginning, and that's how the song came together, man. Now you can listen to it everywhere you stream your music. It's on TikTok, it's on all those reels everywhere, man. DIY till I die, and it still sounds better than everyone else's. Insane.
You're not wrong. It's a banger. It's a banger.
Like for what I paid, like this is advice I should give to everyone. Like I own the rights to that song, so anytime on any promotion you see, I can walk out. It's always gonna be able to be monetized on YouTube, whatever the hell, like because I own it.
Yeah.
Like everyone who's in this business should do the same. Sick and tired of I come out to this song by so and so. Like, dude, no, you don't. I'm gonna give you some bootleg music because I can't monetize off that on my Twitch or YouTube or anything.
Yeah.
And you don't own the rights to that song, so
Makes sense. Smart for sure. Smart business.
Nice, yeah.
can't give away all the goodies on this freaking podcast, dude. Jesus.
It's okay. We'll wait till we end recording, and then you can give some more away.
Then you can tell all the secrets. So Eric wanted me to ask this question because, as everybody can see, you are covered up a little bit, but tattoos are a big part of your look, right?
A lot more now. So I just tattooed my throat in the last month and a half, and then working on my chest as well. We're trying to cover everything.
And I know it's hard to pick one. I have a couple, on the shoulder and all that good stuff.
Do you know which one your favorite is?
I know which one my favorite is. Which one would be your favorite, and then the story behind it of how it got there?
Well, buy a needle, duh. What do you mean? How
What?
did it get there?
yeah. Prison. I did time. I mostly down there. No,
Toothbrush?
I don't know. One of them that comes to mind is I have a pretzel on my leg and it says Porqué. It's pretzel Porqué. The guy Jake that I used to work with, an autistic gentleman, out of nowhere he would just go pretzel Porqué, and Porqué to him means please. I don't know where he learned that. He's not of Spanish descent. I think that somewhere in his upbringing he had a staff and they'd say like Jake Porqué. This is my speculation on it, and he stuck with that. So if you heard pretzel Porqué out of nowhere, you had 10 minutes, and I'm telling you, you had 10 minutes to find a pretzel or else.
Or else.
It was Dice Brothers bashing time, dude. He would jack us both up, dude. I'm serious. We said he has the strength of 4 gorillas. He would throw me, my brother off, 3 high school security guards that are about my size. Like, dude, nothing. Like the movies where like the villain superhero gets out, he throws over against the wall, and the wall shatters, and you get up, you're all, oh my god, that's what would happen, dude. So I have pretzel Porqué tattooed on me because you hear it and you go, pretzel Porqué, and then first it was one time, and then it turns into pretzel Porqué, and we go, all right, and then me and my brother have to spend $9 on a pretzel so we don't get our asses whooped.
It's like the Adam Sandler. Could somebody get this kid a happy?
Yeah. Like, dude, food's a lot of scraps over food. He if he sees something and wants it, he's grabbing it. He was a big dude, a big strong dude. So
All right.
There it is.
Yeah. Hey,
pretzel Porqué.
that's a good one. That is something that I will remember for the rest of my life now.
Oh, right.
We have a debate here on the Wrestling
we do.
Junkies podcast, and I would like to get you in on it. When you think Mr. WrestleMania, is it The Undertaker or is it Shawn Michaels?
Shawn Michaels.
Damn.
I got an HBK tattoo on my thumb, man.
Man,
Do you
see, if
really?
I would have known that going in, I probably wouldn't ask the question.
HBK with a broken
Damn,
heart.
That's
You-
awesome.
You and Peps are probably twins now. Then you share something.
mean-
He's got one on his ankle.
Oh, I thought you were saying I need a pap smear. How often do I need to get one of those?
He won't come on our show, so that's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's been big time though still.
Yeah, Pepper Bottom keeps big leaguing him.
He doesn't have internet, dude, where he lives.
No, he knows some guy named Phil, and he's too big for us.
Phil really likes Pepsi.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. But Ziggy, as we kind of shift towards the end of this interview, kind of want to sum this up with just one question, and I know that you've kind of answered in pieces, but what legacy do you hope to leave in the wrestling industry once all said and done?
Man, just leave it better than I found it. And what that means right now, I don't know, because we're not done yet.
No.
There's a lot going on, but I'm nowhere close to where I want to be. And like I said before, it'd be a damn shame if this creativity went to waste. So I guess we'll have to see. The story's yet to be written.
Heard.
Yeah, he's got to finish the story.
I already made it. Everything else is just a bonus. So we're here, doing
There
cool
you
shit
go.
like this and making more memories. The coolest thing about all this, the music, the wrestling, is one day I'm going to disappear off the planet, but this stuff won't. And my kids and their kids and their kids' kids. And
Yeah.
here forever, baby. Damn, that would have been dope if it just went out like that.
Dude, yeah,
Like end scene, but
Yeah.
I'll just manually
I was
do
a
it now.
I wasn't sure what happened there.
Yeah. Right.
It was like impactful though.
It
You're like,
was.
whoa, dude. How do you do that?
Yeah, I
think
thought
it
you
was
had special
Gordo, actually.
powers.
It was Gordo. So,
No.
yeah, that's all. I guess you have to watch it unfold right before your eyes. So
Yeah. And any names on the indie scene right now that we need to keep an eye out for?
the front man, John C.
Excluding Bryce, he already knows. What? Come on.
He already.
We talk to you all the time.
Serial
I
Man.
thought he was full-time podcaster
Serial
now.
Man.
Yeah.
We're trying to get there, man.
Serial Man, frontman John C. is great. Darian Bankston, of course. Stunt Marshall. Dion Roosman, if you're not familiar with him.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Who else am I listening? Let's see. There's a shitload. It's one
Do
of
you
those things where,
do a lot with championship wrestling from Memphis? Do you do anything? With them?
I'm not in a little while. I was out there a few months back,
Okay.
about a year ago, but not in a little
'Cause
while.
they've got a cool guy. He's been at Southern Honor a couple times. Ryan Rembrandt. He's pretty
Yeah.
good. He
I
just
know
needs to
him.
get out there a little more. But
I know him.
he's a cool talent. Brings
Yeah.
a mirror out with him.
A big mirror, 6
Yeah.
foot 1.
Really?
All right.
He gave me a ride home once, and the mirror had a better seat than I did. Seriously. Oh, dude, why don't you just bring like a handheld mirror? Like, what the hell? Like, you really gotta bring like your 11-foot freaking vanity mirror? What the hell?
Go big or go home.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
I
to.
guess.
You have to.
Yeah, I
Man,
guess.
Zicky, this was an incredible conversation. We can't thank you enough for sitting down with us, Bryce. As always, we appreciate you coming and joining us. As always, I mean, we know the answer to this question, but we still got to ask it. Where can everybody find you on social media if they have not experienced the outlandishness that is Zicky Dice?
Man, you can head to ZickyDice.com and get in contact with me there, or it's nice and simple at Zicky Dice on every piece of social media out there. ZickYDice. Everyone stay outlandish. Thank you for having me. And Merry Zickmas.
Merry
Better way to
Zickmas.
end it.
Bryce, we love you. Appreciate you being on with us today. As always, this is not going to be the last time that you're on. We got some cool stuff coming up in 2024. You're along with the ride with us. You're stuck with us now, so congratulations. But thank you, everybody, for tuning into this special edition of the Wrestling Junkies podcast. For the podcast dad, I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and we'll talk to you guys soon.